Welcome GibbsCAM users. In today's new enhancement on GibbsCAM 2025, we call it Progressive Stock. In here we have the ability to create facet bodies and also use it for progressive stock, which means we can split multiple facet bodies. In the past, we've never been able to do that. We can create facet bodies and use it for, say, vice number 1 and vice number 2. But if you had progressive stock more than the second vice, or on the case of a horizontal, we could never have more than the 2 facet bodies, and you can't split them. So now in 2025, we have the ability to do that. So we'll kind of show you how that works. So here we have our part. Let me get rid of the tombstone here. And this is our final part right here. This is what it needs to look like. So we have progressive stock that we need to do for each side. Now we put the final part on each of the 4 sides. As you can see, different orientation to get all sides on here. But we want the ability to, once we machine one side, we want the ability to use what we've machined and put it on the second side of the tombstone, and then continue on and use that stock that it's created after machining that one to use it for the third operation. And after the third operation, the ability to use that, what we machined, and create facet bodies and use it for the 4th side. So you can do progressive facet bodies now because we have the ability to split them. So here, let's bring our tombstone back, and this is going to be our first, let me get the right orientation. This is going to be our first operation, G54. If I turn on the coordinate systems, this will be our first operation right here. I've already created stock for that, as you can see here. And of course our finished part embodies that stock here. So the first thing you want to do is, of course, machine, let me put this back, machine this area here. We're not going to do the sides here, just so you can visualize it a little bit better going around here. So the first operation we want to do, we'll just select the body here and give it our depth, and we'll just click on redo. And here's our first operation. So let's go to Op Sim, and let's machine this part first. So here's the first operation out of our block. You can see nothing else has been machined. So we want to use this, what we've machined here, and use it for stock on the second side of the part. So in order to do that, just right click up here and let's go create facet body. Now it did create a facet body, but you won't see it until you turn rendering off. And now you can see the facet body. If we get rid of the tombstone and our part and turn off cam for a moment. This is our facet body. Facet bodies will always be somewhat transparent, and that lets you know that this is a facet body. This is not your part, but it's a facet body. So what we want to do is I'm going to click on that facet body, go to the properties, the body type, and change it to stock display only. And now we're going to use that as the stock for the second operation. So we'll go to our coordinate system here, and we'll just rotate that around. 2D rotate, we'll just go clockwise, counterclockwise 90 degrees. So that puts it in the second operation there. We'll bring out our original part there. And what we need to do here is we just need to reverse that. As you can see, what we machined on the first operation is right here. We need to just reverse that. So basically just mirror it. So we'll go to our second coordinate system right there. Then we'll click on this facet body, and then we'll mirror it. And we are going to mirror it 8 inches from the center of our tombstone. So by clicking on the facet body, this will be the X direction. As you can see, X. We'll click on 8 inches and click on Do It. Now that has mirrored the facet body. You can see everything now has been machined on the back side. If we go to rendering, you can take a look at that. So there, if you look at the rendering, you'll see this is now what we did on the first vice. So if I run through the simulation. That is what we machined on G54. Now we go to G55 and we've moved this part over to here. So everything you see here was what was machined from the first vise. So now we need to run the operation to machine the second vise, or the second side of the tombstone there. So let's turn off our machine sim there. And we'll put this facet body in the body bag. And I'm going to rename that so we know what it is. So I'll just go to Show Properties. And we'll put on here the name for the stock for the second vise. So we're going to call that second operation stock. So we know now that's in the body bag. You can see second operation stock there. So now we need to make sure we machine the second operation. Let's just put in our tombstone back here. We're going to use the same tool. I'll just click a new tile over here. We'll just click on the body here, open our process up, and make sure this is 9 inches. It's actually -3, but we need to make sure we're on the correct coordinate system. Let's do that again. Click on here and you can see that's 9 inches from the center there. So we'll just click on the solid body, click on Do It. And now we have the second operation machine. So we'll render that, and then you can see what we did for operation 1 and operation 2. So here, click on rendering, first op, second op. All right, great. We have our first op and second op. Now we want to create a facet body to use on the third side of the tombstone. So again, we'll just right click in this blue area, click on Create Facet Body. We'll turn off the rendering. And now you'll see if I put some of these things away, you'll see, turn off cam as well. You'll see we have a facet body. We have 2 facet bodies now. Let's put this one in the body bag. You'll see in the body bag here we have 2 facet bodies here. So what we need to do is split those so we can use the one from the second operation to the third operation. So this is the part that's new in Gibbs. We haven't been able to, in the past, be able to split facet bodies, but now we have the ability to do that. So in order to do that, we bring up the Solid Modeling palette. And before, when you click on this button here, this icon, Separate, it did not do anything with facet bodies. This only worked for solid bodies. So now this also works for facet bodies. So let's just click on, make sure our facet bodies are highlighted. They should be yellow there when you click on them. Click this button here. And now we have them separated. It put it back in our space. So let's just bring them back. But now you can see these are separate now. So if I put our parts back in the body bag and bring out the facet bodies, get an idea of what was machined on operation 1, what was machined on operation 2. Now we need to take this facet body, since it's separated, and move it over to the third operation there so we can do some of the milling on the end there. So again, we're going to just go to our coordinate system here, this user one on this plane, and we'll just do modify, and we'll do a 2D rotate, again 90 degrees counterclockwise. And now we have it over there. Now we just need to orient it to get it in the right space. Also note, if you, right now these are kind of transparent as you can see, but if you want them to look more like a solid, you can click this button here, and this will change them into what it looks like solid, even though these are still facet bodies. You have a drop down menu here, and you can see a few other choices there. But now we can kind of look at those more of a solid. Of course, they're different colors, so this makes it easy to distinguish. So now we just need to rotate this to get the orientation the same as our actual part on the third operation. So in order to do that, let's of course select our body there, our facet body, and we want to go to the rotation axis. I just named this coordinate system number 5. I renamed it to rotation axis so we can keep these separated. And I want to go 9 inches from the center, 90 degrees clockwise. And now we have it oriented correctly there. But as you can see, if I zoom this up a little bit, we need to rotate this about 180 so this actually matches the part there. So let's do that as well. So for this we need to be on the second coordinate system because Gibbs only rotates in the plane in which it's the coordinate system is in. So this is going to be the H direction, so we want to be 9 inches. We'll zero out the Y. We don't want to move Y anymore. And you can type in 180 or just click 90 2 times, and that should give us what we want there. So the only thing we need to do now is shift the part just a little bit so it matches up with our solid there. So we'll just do a translate. So we'll click on here, go to modify, do translate, and just put 1 inch in there in the X and click do it. Now our part matches up perfectly with the solid body. So now we can machine this area in here. So let's go ahead and create a process and machine in there. First I'll put the facet body in the body bag there, get that away. And let's clean up these a little bit, bring back our cam, and create another operation to machine this cavity right here. So let's bring up our process, tool number 6, and let's just click on here and right click, go to select tangent faces, and select the bottom as well if we want to. Really don't need to. And let's check our depth here. Let's make sure we're on the right coordinate system. We should be on the 3rd op, so make sure you're on the 3rd op by going to rotate, 3rd op. All that looks pretty good. Let's click here and I'll click the bottom there, and that's 11, and the top there 12 inches, so everything looks good there. So let's just click on do it there, and now we have the operation in there. So let's render everything we've done so far. Let's bring out the fixture and let's do the rendering, and then we'll see where we're at on everything. One thing we need to do before we simulate, this is the facet body for the 3rd op, so let's just go to the properties and give that a name as well. Call that 3rd operation body and do stock display only. Now we can go to the rendering and watch what we've done on all 3 operations. So turn on rendering or rewind it. Now you can see we have our original block, op number 2, what we machined there. We took this body that we machined here, put it in op number 3. So let's do the rendering. Now while we're on this, I'm just going to stop it, and let's go to this stop sign here. This is also something new in version 2025. They added stop before every operation, so that's really nice to do. That way you can speed up some things and slow it down where you need to. So I'm going to rewind, and I'm going to go pretty fast on the 1st op. Then it's going to stop. 2nd op, I'll slow this down just a little bit. I guess we could speed that one up. So now we're to our last op, our 3rd op. Not the very last one, but the 3rd op. We'll slow this down. And there's our 3rd op there. So the last thing we need to do is create a facet body so we can use what we machined here, op 1, op 2, op 3, and use that for op number 4. So again, we're just going to right click in here and say create facet body. Now we're going to have the facet bodies. Let me turn this off. We're going to have the facet bodies for all these. Then we'll just separate those again and then use it for our 4th operation. Let's kind of put the tombstone away. Okay, and let's just get rid of some of these here. Put these all back in the body bag. Just so you can see here. So that's our 1st op. Okay, we probably should give that a name. while we're at it, we'll just go first op here. Okay, we have everything named. Now you can see when we did a create facet body, everything that machined here, it created 3 different bodies there. Let's put this away. Let's bring these out. You can see there's op number 1, op number 2, op number 3, and what was machined. So we want to separate these again. So again, you can see these are all lumped together there as one body. So we just want to separate those. Just go to solid modeling, click on the separate button here. Now you can see they're all separated here. So the only thing we really need to do is delete these 2 because we already have these up in the body bag. So we'll just delete this one and delete this one. So this is the one we want to move over to the 4th operation. So let's just go back to our rotation axis. Let's click on here, modify, 2D rotate. I'm going to rotate it around 0. And we want to go counterclockwise 90 degrees. And that's going to put us over on the backside for the 4th operation. Turn off our cam. If we bring over our stock for the 4th op, you can see we just need to flip that, basically mirror it to the other side, and then we'll be good to go. So let's just mirror that. So I want to be in the first plane so we can mirror this correctly. So let's just click on the facet body. We'll go to the modify and mirror, and we want to mirror it in the, let's get our coordinate system there, and we'll zero this out. And I think we're good to go here. Let's just click on do it. We'll see where we're at, and that looks good there. So now you can see the facet body matches the part perfectly. Let's put our actual part in the body bag, make sure we got the right. Well, we need to mirror it the other direction as well, because this needs to be on the back side because the holes need to be on the front side. So again, we'll mirror this and get it in the right position, and then we'll drill the holes for the 4th operation. So we'll just bring up our mirror feature, make sure we're on the plane that we need to be, in this case, the 4th operation. Click on the D for the depth value, put in 9 inches because it's 9 inches from the face, or from the center of rotation to the middle of our part. So we'll just click on do it, and now we have it oriented correctly. There's our facet body. So you can see nothing's drilled there. And if we bring out our 4th operation, we'll leave that there. And you can see everything matches up good. Let's just put the facet body in the body bag. And there's the last operation we need to do, is drill the holes. So we'll bring back our tombstone. And this will be the last op we do. And then we'll run simulation and look at everything. So for the last stop, we'll just do hole manager feature recognition. We could extract the geometry and do it just like we normally do, but we'll do it this way instead. So we're in the 4th operation, G57, and let's just click on our solid. We're running the hole manager. That's under features, hole manager, and let's just run AFR, automatic feature recognition. It found all the holes, the depth, the diameter, everything else there. So let's just do auto group. That looks good. And let's do auto wizard. This will create the tools and the processes. So now we should be done. Now let's do the rendering and let's see how everything turns out. We'll go to OpSim. There's our bodies. There's the first block. Second block, what we machined. Took that, put it in the 3rd to do the slot there. And you can see from the back side here, the slot's down. We move that over to the 4th operation. So the last thing we need to do is drill the holes. So let's just go back to our regular. We'll do one op at a time. Again, under the stop before every op. This is really nice. So there's our first op. We'll rotate a little bit. Second op. 3rd op, and last one, the holes. Let's just slow that down. It's automatically going to spot drill them. Of course, we could refine that and sort that so it's more in a logical order than jumping around there. But anyway, you kind of get the idea there. You can sort that in your hole manager how you want that to be. But anyway, that's how you do it with the new features to separate facet bodies. This works really nice. We see a lot of cases for different parts that people do, firearm industry, where you have progressive parts on a tombstone, or vertical for that matter. You can have multiple vices there and take each operation, create a facet body, put it in the next vice, so you can see the progressive machining that it does all the way around the tombstone. Multiple parts, you don't have to just do the one part here. This can be with tombstone management as well if you want to do it that way. It all works very well. So that's the new feature in Gibbs. So very nice to have this feature now. And thank you for watching this video.